We are doing Elo Hell. We have a game started. It's a master's level lobby. Now this is, I guess, an interesting one in a sense. This is a jungler we're doing. So you can see this is the wrong person. So the reason it's interesting, he's 2100 diamond 4 already. When he signed up, for some reason it said diamond 5 and that he only thought he was a high diamond player. So I asked him, I was like, you realize high diamond is only 200 more MMR. So it doesn't really mean shit. That's 3 games. You could get that, go in 3 games in a row, you're there. So I asked him, do you think you're good enough to compete in a 2700 plus lobby where truly if you were in Elo Hell, that's where you should be? And he said, yeah. He said, let's do it. I got it. His games overall are fairly consistent. He does have some, he's a jungler, so we mainly look at the jungle games. He has some games that aren't the best, but his builds look solid. He does seem to get mid a lot. Most of the jungle games I've seen are standout games. He does fairly well. Even when he plays solo, he does okay. You know, like I said, some games that aren't great, but potential. So we're gonna see if he's as good as he thinks he is, or as good as when I asked him, you know, he thinks he is. Just back, like, I'm gonna hit one more thing. For people that watch the video while we're getting started, we had a conversation about how just because the average number in a ranked game is usually around gold does not mean you're an average player of that game, of skill level in that game. Just so you understand, when I watch people play games, and this isn't just me, this is most of my friends that are really good at games, when you see somebody playing at that level, it looks like the worst video gaming in the world. So understand, when you hit gold in the game, if you know you're better than your friends, so you're shit talking to them, you still look like complete trash to anyone who actually plays that game correctly. You look like you are lost. I mean, we're watching. Elo Hell is an exact example of this. We are watching this dude, like, he's 2200. What he just did is so bad. It's so terrible. So my initial reaction is, what in the world is this? If the last game was a plat 5 gamer. He didn't even know how to use his 3. He didn't even know how to use one of his main abilities. Like, look at that, he's dead. Off the first wave, I could tell he's just lost in the sauce, bro. You get too caught up in being part of the numbers rather than being actual, having skill. What's up, Flickshot? Thank you for the 12 months. That's why Elo Hell has value, is because this is me proving that a lot of you guys are lost. Like, most of you guys are lost. Like, we're 70 videos of this deep, and we've only had 4 people be as good as they think they are. What I'm saying is average and majority. Average skill level and majority player base are not the same thing. Because really an average of skill level can be more catered towards like an opinion. But when you collectively get an opinion from a bunch of top people who understand a game fully through, and it's the same, then it's not really as much of an opinion anymore. It's more of people who understand the game, believe like this is good, this is bad, this is average, this is shit, and people who don't have a clue or are starting to get a clue are overvaluing their own opinion. That's a good invade. I'm glad even though he died earlier, he went for something here and isn't just AFK in his jungle, lost in the sauce. No, he lost farm from mid, but he went and took farm away. So while he's not getting up, he's in a good spot pressure wise. Like, what he did is not bad. I do that a lot. I don't like to go back to mid because if you get caught in a lane, it's really bad. I think he just stole that. He's probably did he pop his cooldown shard? Yeah, he did. Nice. Okay, so he's done everything right so far. He needs to pull this buff away. He needs to ignore this guy. Ignore. So now he's probably gonna get invaded. If he ignored and pulled his blue back to tower, he would have gotten it. Never, just because your boy dies helping you doesn't mean you also go and ruin the game for yourself. Like, he actually set up Ravana to have a good early game now, and it's just ruined. Something you missed is that there are a good amount of people that will progress at any game faster than the average player. Are you talking about like what I was saying, where I can pick up any game and within a week I'm usually at like a diamond level in the game? Actually, my specific words were, I'm nowhere near gold within 5 days of playing any game. Is that what you're saying? He did not steal that, by the way? Wait, really? Oh, you're right. He's blue. They didn't get the steal. I thought he jacked it. Well, it was a good attempt. RNG didn't go his way. But I'm not an average gamer. Well, my point is that that number that is associated with an average, you know, the medium number is not actually a skill level. Your skill level is completely different. There's a lot of things that go into, oh, if he was more patient, that could have been such a good engage. This fight's not bad. And he does get a kill, but he could have had a double kill if he's just more patient, or if he blinks and then ults, double kill. They don't kill Geb now, and his targeting there was kind of bad. He should have gone Geb. Wait. Does the ADC get him? Oh, he got him. Nice. Okay, big. So Father Man, if you watch his back, make sure you blink and then ult. Don't ult and then blink. That's just weird. He didn't pop his shard. I don't think it mattered. His targeting was bad. He needed to be on that Geb. What about FIFA? FIFA and fighters would be an outlier for me. I don't like fighters. I have no interest in them, so I wouldn't like playing them. I like watching them. I don't have any interest in playing them. And same with FIFA. I don't like soccer at all. I don't. Just bores the fuck out of me. And I have played FIFA before. I just don't enjoy it in the slightest. But like, you know, your Maddens, your NBAs, I have there are people I grew up with that play NBA and Madden every day, and I would go play with them, and I wouldn't play the game at all a year plus, and I would keep up with them or beat them every time. And they would be your average, and you know, I'm someone who doesn't play, so I should be way below the average, but I'm not, because being an average, being somebody who just plays a lot and is part of the numbers doesn't make you actually average at something. Just because you do something all the time or you're at a rank that is associated with what everyone else does doesn't mean you're actually average or good or bad or anything. That is why Elo Hell, like this series exists, is every single person thinking they are better than they fucking are. And it's because they're either caught up in a bunch of numbers or they're just super overvaluing their own abilities. Does most of the mental of being a pro at a game transfer to the other games? For me, it does, because what makes me like how I got good at Halo and then Smite and everything else is from watching my own gameplay back and like, you know, I did this wrong, I could have done this, you know, whenever I did this which was stupid, I should have done this. When I was little, like I play Halo 2, I would do that shit. I used to 1v1, I'll do like the 1v1 game modes and that, whatever. I was really high ranked, like a legit 44 or 45 I think, so I'd play against pros a lot, and if I lost I would watch it back and be like, okay, never should have done this, and I wouldn't do it. And when I started playing Smite, I did the same thing. When I did World of Warcraft, when we were #1 ranked in World of Warcraft, season like 6-7 of Arena, I would fucking do the same thing. If we lost, I watched that shit back every single time. What would you advise to beginners, to just casual players, to improve their gameplay? If you're new to something, it's usually building up general information. So if I pick up a new game, I watch the best streamer. So like not the best, not always the most entertaining. Whoever's the best at the game, I watch them, and I basically memorize what they do. You know, the things they do, the items they build, the way that, you know, the way they play. And then I start implementing that, and then I start learning more. Like I watch other videos, whatever, learn more, and just keep implementing shit until I understand what's happening, why it's happening. You know, I know the abilities, I know how much damage things does, I know what guns beat what, like all that shit. Then I start worrying about my own gameplay. which you do 90% of that in at first in the casual base. Like I'm not gonna go right into ranked in every game I play, but a lot of them I will. I'm usually in ranked if it's possible, if there aren't a bunch of requirements within 24 hours of like grinding a game. I don't like top-down MOBAs. I don't know the word, but you know like when you can do shit and it makes you forget about everything. Like some people it's music or a sport or whatever. Like there are a lot of things like basketball used to do it for me. Certain games do it for me. That's one of those games that doesn't do it for me. Immersed. Yeah, that's the better word. I don't get immersed in top-down MOBAs at all. Where like a Smite game, I get instantly, like within, like if I go to a LAN and start playing, within 2 to 3 minutes of the game starting, I'm lost in the sauce. Yeah, I don't tunnel in top-downs. I just can't. Even when I know all the shit, like I've played a lot of top-downs. I played Heroes of the North for like 3 years. Knew everything I needed to do. Didn't like it. Didn't get into it. Wasn't for me. Played a fuck ton of it. I don't know, what are we looking at here? I've been talking a lot. I mean, I've been paying attention to what he's doing, but what are we at? Level wise, he's good. I think he's going serrated second. Oh, he's gonna go my Ravana build I went today, which I don't know how great it is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I love it. Oh, okay. All right, good reaction. I like that he just bailed out of that. Ravana never beats Ao Kuang. If all the abilities are up for both of them, especially if Ravana doesn't have beads, Ao Kuang never, ever, ever loses that 1v1. It's impossible. You'd have to be dog shit to lose that 1v1. This is Elo Hell. 2200 MMR player in a 2700 lobby, 2700 plus lobby. His team's winning. I think a 2v2 siege game mode. Wowzer. Wait, what? Oh, like a ranked 2v2 in Smite? Nah. Splitting up the player base too much, man. If you really love Smite for what it is, then you want the game to be fully... Oh my god, he's dead. Thoth, boys, Thoth. And Gab base damage. But yeah, if you're really about Smite, you don't want more game modes. You don't want more ranked. You want anything. MOBAs are 5v5, 3 lanes, 5 roles. And if that's not what you're playing, you're not playing a MOBA. Like if you're playing Arena, you're not playing a fucking MOBA. I'm sorry. You know, you're playing an Arena fucking god game. Right? You're not playing a MOBA. This dual lane is slaughtered. Shit. I think Smite needs a bigger player base to have more than 2 queues. I will say that the last time they did 3-man queues, which was your max was queuing with 3 people, total of 3, we weren't crossplay. So it failed in almost everyone's eyes when they tried to do it before because it was just impossible to balance games. But maybe with crossplay, with the right hype or stuff going on, they could do something. Like it could be playable. All right, that ult was bad. I don't know why he committed. You have to be more patient. Diving around a tower line when people have their abilities up is stupid. Stuff like that happens. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, he missed. Oh, but that knocked him out of stealth. Crazy. You gotta hit that root, bro. What's up, Tech? 3-man death queues, I think, was season 2. It might have been into season 3 as well. I just remember it was like me, Cyclone, and Allied would queue. Or like me, Cyclone, and I don't even know, someone else. So we very rarely, I don't remember us losing a whole lot when we did queue. We didn't queue all the time because I didn't play a fuck ton of rank back then, but I remember the queues being pretty weak. Purple? Why didn't he swap to blue? He even looked at it. What the fuck didn't he swap to blue? Why? Okay. Oh yeah, it might have been Kiki. Why did they remove Smite Knight? Was Smite Knight the fucking the thing they implemented this year? Because I didn't care about it at all, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't know the numbers and shit around it. I do know at first people were hyped about it. he's getting kind of worked. It's not even like his decisions are terrible. He just overcommits to a lot of stuff. He overcommitted to helping his soul in earlier where he lost blue off of it. He overcommitted off of the beacon there and got his mid killed and lost a lot of his control of the game. Can you get Nilo Hell from YouTube? You need to go over to Twitch and get the link to sign up. So you don't have to be in the Twitch chat. You just have to sign up through the link that's only on Twitch. His ults are like just the 3 units away from hitting every time, and you need to hit that. It's so much damage. One piece of advice I will tell you guys that separates a lot of lower players from high players is auto attacking. And I bring that up because something that will separate somebody who's gold and someone who's really high at a god like Ravana is hitting your ultimate. Like, you can't just be like okay with missing that ultimate. That's a ton of damage that is just gone, and you should not consistently miss that shit. If you're consistently missing it, you shouldn't play it. Yeah, I know he threw a bunch of abilities in Aegis, not being patient. That's super common between people though. Even at this level, I see it all the time. I see it in my fucking 3200 MMR games all the time. It's not even autoing on hunters. It's more of autoing on gods like mages, autoing on junglers. I watch a lot of people and you miss out on a free 300-400 damage because you don't auto attack. Like, a lot of mages will throw their abilities and not do anything else. Watch any high level player. If they run into throw an ability, they're hitting 2-3 autos after each ability. Yeah, he's going hammer. Someone brought it up in the last Elo Hell with the ADC when he's just walking or like just looking instead of autoing the Ares. Like, bro, that's a ton of extra damage that, you know, might not seem valuable now, but it might, you know, it'll help out on poke, it'll help out on controlling a lane. It could be the reason someone dies later or not, or doesn't die. Oh, that 2 is a fucking wash, and he misses ult again. Was that 4 missed ults in a row? 4 ults that didn't hit somebody in a row, I'm pretty sure. The 2 usage was kind of troll. He used it for damage. Bro, it's just hitting for like 80. Stop. I haven't done a spot the pro video. I've done a spot the like Masters player in a plat lobby before. This is a good one for him to recommit to. This should be a gold though, instead of chasing. They should be looking for an objective. Which I don't expect him to make the call one. If he can, then that would make him win more games. His team should be calling that shit. There we go. You have mint chip ice cream. You're disgusting. You're literal filth, Shmeep. Nasty. How do you get into this? Sign up. This might be the last one I do tonight, though. Shpepo, what does that have to do with you liking nasty shit? My opinion means everything, okay? Everything. Dude, see, look at how low his damage is. He has fought so much. And his damage is this low, which I don't expect to be crazy high right now. But, you know, he hits those 4 ults and we're talking he's up without Kwang. Or if he doesn't throw abilities in the Aegis and hits an ult or 2, up there without Kwang. Yeah, he's going to go blue Runeforge, I'm pretty sure. Mint is disgusting. Ugh. Trash. Hello? Why didn't he pick that up? What is happening? This guy's been so weird about shaman buffs and buffs in general. Cyclo, day for the 99 months. Yeah, that's not much for a multi-world champion. Those are pennies. To be in, if you just want to be a part of the ELO games, you have to be within the MMR I'm trying to set a lobby up for and just join. Like this game, I said I need 2,700 plus players to join, and Stallone set up a lobby, so he was one of the players, and everyone just joined him. And then we leave 1 slot for the person who's in Elo Hell, which gets picked from signing up. What up, D's? I think he's in really big trouble here. You just can't get away. You got pre-beads. Oh, wait, he's out? I did not think he was going to get out. I feel like that Bologna could have kept going. I do not know why he's using the attack speed totem. He still hasn't changed it. Like, hit the blue. Hit the. What the fuck is going on? That's 20 minutes of no cooldown, no extra cooldown. I don't know what he's doing. I really don't know. Looks like they're calling fire here, which is an insanely good fire. So they won that fight from him running away. Him running away, and they win the fight. Okay, so he's standing here taking 34 damage a second. I don't think that's a second. I think that's every 0.5 seconds because he's standing on the fire. Yeah, that's overcommit. Overcommit. Missed every ability. Use beads. Hit his 2, and he's gone. All right, so we just used all of our actives, all of our abilities, and did nothing. No, cooldown caps at 40%. Unless you go bobble. But nobody's building bobble because that shit sucks. Ravana is not an AA god. Ravana's 3 is on a really long cooldown. I don't know. It won't show here. Yeah, it won't show. But I think it's like an 18-second cooldown at like start. With no cooldown abilities or items. Hello, Raptor. How are you? I think he has juice berries too, doesn't he? He does have juice berries. I don't think I went juice berries when I played Ravana, right? I think juice berries on Ravana are trash. You could either go bow or you could go... I'd probably go party punch, just it's guaranteed, but bow would be really good too. Before the goose. The goose juice. He's 2166 MMR, Diamond 4, and he thinks he is Masters. So we put him in a 2700 lobby. Did he hit that? I don't know why he just ulted a Bologna and then ran away. I don't know what the fuck that was, dude. He just wings out his ult too much. He doesn't value it at all. Impatient, doesn't 2 the Gebel there. Crazy. That 2 is terrible. Why are we not using our 2 for immunity? Did the Turtle Boy just dash into that? This is a custom 2700 lobby. This is all people who are 2700 MMR, except for who are watching. He uses his ult like shit, I don't even know. Who has a leap that does 0 damage? Is there any? Dead. The thing is too with Ravana, if you aren't diving a squishy in the back, committing like this is bad. They lost this fight. That was a fire giant fight too. They just lost. Mainly because their ADC died. I think their ADCs are hard carry right now. Yeah, if you don't have your ADC, you don't do anything. You just back to base. Now their ADC might die again. Oh, he's dead. Oh my gosh. The Bologna. Oh no. Salome might be dead now. Oh, we got out. Ravana almost getting out damaged by Geb. Being out damaged by support Aphrodite is horrific. That is bad. The totem buffs, one's cooldown, one's pen, one's attack speed, one's health, and one's lifesteal. And that's it. And you just hit which one you want before you pick up the buff, and you get that thing that you hit on top of the buff that you're picking up. Just extra stats, and you pick which one you want. Silas is technically a leap, yeah. So actually, he's using Raven ult as an aggressive Scylla 3. 0 damage movement. That's worthless. There it is again. Okay, sensitivity needs to be turned down. Whiffing that hard is criminal. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go play ranked after this one. We'll do some more Elo Hell in a couple days. Do someone like maybe New Year's, maybe the day before New Year's. It's hard, like him looking at Geb here is even worse. Why are we not looking at the backline? I think he commits his ult to the first person that he wants to jump at, and then once he can't jump at anybody else, he doesn't know who to target. He doesn't realize he can just walk at people. He's hit the Geb more than anybody. Hasn't gone on this Kwong once in any team fight, by the way. This team wins this fight. Like, dumpstered this fight. Does he ult? Does he up down? Uses this 2 incorrectly again. He's getting his ass beat. Yo, he missed another ult! Dude, they can't kill him! Just back. You're not being the one to kill this guy. Horus 3 count as a leap? Yeah, but it's a heal, I guess, so it would be getting way more use than this way his ult is. This guy is currently Diamond 4, 2200 MMR. This is a Masters lobby outside of him, 2700 plus MMR in the lobby, but he is currently 2200 MMR, and this is what we're seeing. I do a lot of non-Masters Elo Hell. The problem is, it's really rare for me to find somebody that's even remotely interesting looking to do. Like tonight I've looked through 30 people who signed up, and most of everybody who was under diamond, like their current rank, maybe not their current rank, under diamond, believing that, you know, like I'm Elo Hell diamond, everyone below that, their games are not consistent. There's nothing that indicates that they're in Elo Hell. The last guy was in my chat saying he signed up first. He should have been done. He's been doing great. I look at his games. He has 3 positive games and 3 negative games. If you're in Elo Hell, you're not going negative and not consistently going negative. Maybe, you know, 1 or 2 out of 10 games. If you're in Elo Hell, you yourself are going nuts. You just can't win the game because your teammates. They're the problem with winning. If you're negative, you are the problem with winning. Even in the worst lobbies, you can go, if you're better, you know, like your teammates are the worst players in the world, but you're better than everybody in that game, you should be positive every fucking game. He did hit an ult. It's kind of an irrelevant ult to hit, but he hit an ult. He did some damage too. He finally passed the support. I don't think he knows how to tank fire, or not tank, how to do fire. He doesn't understand you can stand out of that fire range. He wants to help his teammates too much. This is also a bad gameplay style to have if you're trying to carry your matches. You can't be helping people all the time. We've done support role a couple times. I've done every role. Jungle is more because more people sign up from jungle. So if you take a collective of 100 people that sign up and 50% are junglers, it's more likely we're going to have people in that 50% that look like they could be elo hell. I think we've had 2 junglers who I'd say are in elo hell. We had a mid laner in elo hell, and I think we had an ADC in elo hell. It might have been a support, not an ADC. I can't remember.
You're hot.
Jester, it's that easy. That's my point. That's why I say, like, just because you're diamond doesn't actually mean you're good, even though you're, if we're looking at the numbers, the statistics, that's saying you're good, you're better than other people, but you're not actually, like, you're not actually good. You still got like 70% of the game to learn in diamond, if not more. I think he has Erendite now. Yep, Erendite. Starter almost finished. This is the build I went. I literally posted a Ravana game today, and that's the build I went. It was from a 3100 rank game, and it felt decent. It didn't feel OP. It didn't feel like these warrior builds. I'm dead serious when I say this. This is not like, there's a lot of time where I do content and I'm like, oh, this is OP. Warrior jungles are top of the meta. That doesn't mean you can't play assassins and shit, but the reason that tanks get played more and are more consistent is because they are less risky. It's always been like that. When they introduced Bluestone in the game in season 2, the reason warriors took over is because on a warrior, you can miss abilities and still be extremely relevant. You can be out of position and not die, so you stay relevant. On non-tanks, if you miss an ability, you're probably dead. If you get out of position, you're probably instantly dead. So that's why whenever warriors come into meta, they feel so much more impactful and so much more controlling, because they can fuck up and it doesn't feel like you fucked up. So I truly believe we are in a meta where, and the other thing that's rare about a hybrid, or even this isn't even hybrid. This isn't hybrid warriors in the jungle. This is tanks in the jungle. Is you can still carry late game. You can still out trade a mage or a hunter late game with these warriors. Surtur, Gilgamesh are 100% what I would play. I think Nike and Bologna are going to be playable. Nike will probably be better than Bologna. Bologna will probably be lower tier out of what can be played. And that was a decent dive. I'm glad they did something with it. Granted, this game is pretty much over. They're Fire Giant. They're up 10k gold. So it took him 32 minutes to do something relevant in a team fight. And this dude is diamond. He's 2200 MMR. Good kill steal. Padding the stats, so it doesn't look like he had a shit game. Barely out damage the supports though. Feels bad. I can't tell who's on the sticks and who's not anymore, honestly. I don't think Horus Jungle will hard carry the same way the AA warriors do. And I don't mean AA like AA. I mean like Surtur just does too much damage with auto attacks in the kit. Gilgamesh does too much damage with auto attacks in the kit. I don't think Horus falls in the same category. All right, so I'm not going to pull you in here because I don't have a bunch of questions for you. You definitely did not like fit into that game, Father Man. I think where you are is maybe not your peak, but I think you should be happy you are almost 2200 MMR. You are extremely impatient. You don't wait for yourself to be in position to like use your ult and actually hit it, to get a good blink off and actually be in range to follow up. You use your 2 for damage even when it's rank 1. It's hitting for 80. You need to use that for CC immunity 90% of the time, or to take less damage from abilities, whatever, to miss an ability not hit. Never ult and then blink, just unless it's like over a wall you can't jump. You should be blinking and then ulting. Landing that ult is important, and I think you miss like 15 out of 17 ults. You're 15 out of 17 of them didn't hit anybody. So for the love of God, if you're gonna play Ravana, do that. Your targeting is also super awkward. Most of the time you ulted in, you had decent targeting, but whenever you weren't ulting onto somebody, your targeting was ass. You would stare at Geb and target Geb, even though you could walk past the Geb and get onto a mage or hunter. You ganked the duo lane the one time and you ran after the ult at full health who has beads and a leap instead of just trying to kill the Geb, which luckily your ADC ended up killing the Geb, but you should have been part of that kill. So work on your targeting choices. Really realize you got to get to the back line to be relevant, and your ult needs to hit. It needs to land on people. It's so much damage you just weren't getting. Also, your shaman totem, you had purple shaman totem on your speed buff the whole game. You were getting attack speed as an extra stat the whole game instead of blue buff. Don't know why. I don't really like, you probably just say you didn't realize it or something. It's what most people say. You need to be swapping that shaman totem to a relevant buff all the time. It's a free stat. Like, it's a free, you know, tier 1 item essentially is what you're getting. So if you're just wasting that, you're kind of trolling. You're always at a disadvantage doing that. You also, like I said, you waste your ult a lot. I think you don't value your ults. You don't value it hitting. You also don't value your actives. You would, like, one of the times you chased Ul, you fully committed your entire kit to Ul. You missed everything and you just walked away. Take your time when you're going on somebody. Take your time. Play out how an engagement is going to go. Like, I'm going to blink on this Thoth, right? And then the Thoth is probably going to run away. So I'm going to one him, or I'm going to, you know, I'm going to root him and one him, whatever. And then when he dashes away, I'm going to ult to him. And then I'm going to use my 2 to get out of the root, and my 1's going to be up again, and I'm going to kill him. Like, you need to be able to play out that whole engagement on whoever you're going on when you play these gods. The last thing, oh, your sensitivity. I think your sensitivity is way too high. You overcorrect on every single ability you throw out. So I don't know if you're on mouse and key or if you're on controller, but you're definitely too high with the sensitivity. Way too high. Your mouse and key, yeah, I don't know what, like, your DPI should either be 800 or 1600, which is your mouse's, you know, sensitivity. Your in-game sense should probably be somewhere between 10 and 20. The closer to 10, the better. If you're at 1600 sensitivity, you should definitely be closer to 10. Maybe even lower. Like, I play way lower than that. I'm giving you like a middle of the pack sensitivity setting. You're at 32 sensitivity? Nah, bro. I don't know what's your DPI, do you know? 32 is, no matter what your shit is, that's insanely high. No, I need to know your DPI to tell you what to go to. You have to look up your DPI. I don't know what kind of mouse you have, or what, like, if you use software for it, it should be easy to find. Definitely figure out your DPI. DPI is important because your DPI basically doubles your sensitivity. So, like, if you're at 800 DPI and your sensitivity is 10, if you go up to 1600, it's, you know, you need to go down. Like, it's not. These are two sensitivities that affect everything. Like, each thing affects everything. Like, if I'm at 1600 and Rogue's at 800, and he's playing at 4 and I'm playing at 8, we're playing at the same. Like, our settings are essentially the same with different numbers. 400 DPI is too low. You need to up your DPI and lower your sense. It's the 400 DPI is like hindering you. The optimal DPI is 1600. D800 is good, but anything else, you're just kind of fucking yourself with random DPIs. Literally set your shit. Like, right now, everybody should go look at whatever your current settings are. If you're at 400 DPI and you're at 10 sensitivity, then you can go up in DPI and down in sensitivity to stay the same but get more value out of your mouse. And you, like I keep saying, I'm using specific numbers. 800 or 1600, not 1000, not 2000. Those are random fucking numbers you picked. There is literally science and research behind 1600 being the optimal with the new mice, and like 800, 1600, and 400 all being acceptable between older mice. Polling rate is, yeah, if your polling rate is higher, which is what it's going to be on newer mice, you're going to want 1600. You can try that, Father Man, but that's like the peak sense. You should probably go lower over time. And don't hit me with, I can't do this. I can wrist aim at my sense, and I can arm aim at my sense. So and wrist aim means I can just move my wrist, and I can, my mouse can go across my whole thing. I do a 180 with just my wrist at my low sense. So 100%, you just have to adjust. It should take less than one game to adjust to the new sensitivity. It will feel weird instantly at first. It'll feel like you're playing in slow motion, but it'll go away. I don't know what the fucking, it's got to have some term for that shit, because it's like your brain being like, yo, this is slow-mo, but it's actually a lot fucking better. All right. Hopefully that helps and you guys get your shit done.